if I told you that one shift could unlock the confidence, the clarity, and the freedom that you've been craving and that you've been waiting for? And this just isn't motivation. No, it's a method. And today I'm walking you through the exact four-part framework that helped me to reinvent myself. And now I'm helping other women to do the same. Welcome to Rollerset to Mindset. I'm Angela B. Fuller, and this is where I help women 50 plus become unstuck and step boldly into their next life chapter. So, I want to share with you a method that I created that really helped me gain everything I needed to move forward into my next life chapter. And I created the Fuller Lifestyle C3B method. That's for clarity, courage, confidence, and bliss. So we are going to go ahead and get started so that I can share this method with you. So it all begins with, first of all, everything begins with awareness. Aware of the fact that something is missing. Something is not ticking. That hand on that clock ain't moving like it's supposed to move. And so once you become aware of something or feeling like something is missing, then that's where the method kicks in. We begin with clarity. We begin with clarity. Everything begins with clarity. Once you become aware, clarity kicks in, and it's not just about knowing what you don't want. That is what I want you to understand. It's not about knowing what you don't want, but it's about having a vision. Did you hear me? Having a vision for what comes next. For what comes next. I ask every woman I coach, what is the one thing that keeps you up at night? Think about that for a second. What comes to mind? What comes to you when you answer the question, what is the one thing that keeps you up at night? And what I'd like you to do is just put it in the comments. Just type in the comments. What is the one thing that keeps you up at night? That's where we start. That's where we start with my breakthrough catalyst method. Through guiding, journaling, spiritual reflection, and powerful questions that I ask of you, we clear the fog, we name the block, and then we can move forward with the next step. That is clarity. So again, my question is, what is the one thing that keeps you up at night? And then clarity will clear that confusion. And clarity goes even deeper and further and builds the courage for you to name it and for you to take steps to make sense of it all. And so once clarity has been discovered, then we move into courage. Now, let me tell you about courage. Courage is a sticky thing. Courage is no joke because we live, so many of us women, we live in fight or flight. We have no courage. We run from it. Sometimes we run from the very thing that is going to make us better, that's going to put us in a better frame of mind, that's going to put us in a better physical condition. We run from courage. But once you are clear, this is the thing now. Once you are clear, then fear often creeps in. It's like every time you set the intention to do a thing, disruption will always follow because disruption tells you whether you're serious or not. you know, or disruption really points out the thing that really needs to be worked on. And so that's where courage comes in. Courage, you see, courage isn't loud. No, it's not loud at all. Mm-mm. Courage is quiet. You know, it's quiet and it's consistent. That's just like a roaring lion. Before that lion starts to roar, that lion moves with ease, you know? It moves with ease. You don't even see it coming until it's it gets closer and closer to its target. Courage is quiet and courage is consistent. Courage is saying yes even when no one else gets it. Trust and believe me. That's the story of my life because I've always chosen my own way. I've always gone the road less traveled. I think differently. What about you? Do you fall in that category? That you're going to say yes to yourself even when no one else gets it. Even when no one else gets it. I teach women just like you, 50 plus, how to build courageous routine that reflects who they are becoming, not who they've been. Because if you focus on who you have been, baby, fear will keep you from moving forward. So I teach women to focus on their future self. And based on their future self, using the future self as a guide, I teach them how to act, how to go through life, how to make decisions from in the present based upon their future self. So put in the comments, type in the comments, what would courageous you do today? You ever thought about that? What would courageous Mary do today? What would courageous Barbara do today? What would courageous Janice, Sharon, what would the courageous you do today? Would you leave a job that you are secure in? Would you start a business? Would you ask for help when you need it? When it's when it's critical to change in your life, would you ask for help? Who would you ask? And what would you allow yourself to learn if you would allow yourself to be courageous? It's just food for thought. So, after clarity and after courage, then we move into the third pillar, which is confidence. And let me tell you something about confidence. I learned this. That's why it's a part of my method. Confidence isn't about ego. No, it's not. Confidence isn't about showing up big, bad, and boss. Mm-mm. Confidence is not walking into a room and saying, "Here I am." No, it's none of that. Confidence, there's no ego in confidence, ladies. Confidence is about embodiment. And what do I mean by that? Confidence is it's a pillar, it's a quality that comes from the inside out. And it's developed, it's nurtured, it's it's watered. You know, you give it fertilizer, you give it water, you let the sun hit it because courage is a part of confidence. And so when you do courage consistently, key word now, write in, type in the chat or the comment, consistent. When you do courageous things consistently, confidence naturally grows. It has to grow or it has to grow. The more you do a thing, the more confident you become in doing a thing. And you exude that confidence. So I work with clients all the time. I work with clients to rewrite their inner narrative because that's what it's all about. It's the silent conversations that we have in our with ourselves. It's the inner narrative and act from there, their future self, not from fear. It's quieting the things that hold you back, the way you think about yourself or the way you believe other people see you. That's what we work on, that inner narrative. If it's not positive, we silence it and we get rid of it. We oblib what you know the word. We get rid of it. We blow it up. It becomes non-existent. So, I've got a practice for you. I want you to practice something in the mirror. I want you to get a mirror and I want you to look at yourself. I don't want you to judge yourself. I want you to take a moment. Obliterate is the word, by the way. I want you to take a minute and just allow yourself to see you. And I want you to feel what that feels like, seeing you without judgment. Feel what your body is feeling when you look at yourself and see you. It's a powerful exercise in self acceptance. It really is. And I want you to try it as soon as you can. The other thing I want you to do that certainly will build confidence is acknowledge your mini wins, the MINI wins. Because those wins, when you acknowledge it, they multiply, they build, and they stack. And it makes you go, I'm all right. Yeah, I did this. I did this. I did this. I did that. And you're building your confidence. What you're actually doing is you're accepting the fact that you you are right. There's a lot that you do in your day that gives you that stamp of approval that you are right. The problem is we don't take time to acknowledge our many wins. And the other thing that will help build confidence is when you detox indecision. Because if you're constantly walking around throughout your day and you refuse to make decisions, then you begin not to trust yourself. So I want you to begin to release the idea, the thought, the practice of being indecisive. Make the decision, stick to it, and then go create the action that backs that decision up. And so this is a quote I want you to live by, okay? Confidence is not a result. Confidence is not a result, it's a decision. Because once you decide, you have cut off all other options. You have quieted all of the noise, all of the chatter, all of that inner narrative that weighs us down. Promise me you're going to do that. And promise me to repeat every day this quote: confidence is not a result. Confidence, it's a decision. And so we've got the clarity pillar, the courage pillar, the confidence pillar. Those three pillars, when you work with those three pillars, you create a certain dance in your life, in your decision, in your outlook. And then what you do is you're setting yourself up for bliss. You are setting yourself up for the fourth pillar, which is bliss. Here's the part most women skip, because I skipped it. There were so many times I did not allow myself to feel bliss. Can you believe that? I gave bliss. I portrayed bliss, but I didn't allow myself to really feel and embody and be in alignment with bliss. Sometimes I felt like if I did that, then I would not have had enough to share, to give out to other people. And because I love people so much, I felt like I had to deny myself so that they could have. Am I the only one? I want you to think of the times in which you allowed that to happen. You didn't allow yourself to feel. You felt like that to feel bliss, you felt like that was for someone else. That was for other people. Some of us feel like, "Oh, if I feel don't count it too soon. Don't count it too soon." As if it was in limited supply. So, don't skip this. Bliss is not luxury, y'all. Ladies, bliss is alignment. Just say that to yourself and just feel what that feels like. Bliss is alignment. It's choosing what feels nourishing. What feels satisfying, what feels good, what feels light. It's uh it's unlearning the struggle because we learn struggle and we carry that struggle. And that struggle appears in every area of our lives, in our physical life, in our spiritual life, in our financial life, in our emotional life, in our relationships, and the way we tell our stories. Yes. So we've got to learn that it's okay to be in alignment with bliss, with joy, with excitement, with peace. We've got to allow ourselves to understand that there are times in which we have to unlearn struggle. Yeah, unlearn the struggle. Bliss is the reward. Hear me now. Bliss is the reward of walking in clarity, of walking in courage, of walking in confidence. It's like when you finally feel yourself again. There is a form of depression called SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Certain times of year you feel fatigue, you feel sad, you feel blah. You just don't feel yourself. But when you embody clarity, when you embody courage, when you embody confidence, you bring all of the components to feel bliss. And when you finally feel like yourself again, that lets you know you're on the right track. It lets you know you are on the right track. And so, write in the comments, if you're still with me, type in the comments what feels like bliss to you. Because it's internal, it comes from the outside, not external. For me, when I think of certain rituals that allow me to feel like bliss, it's like early morning when I arise and my husband has gone to work or my daughter has gone to work, and it's just me and me in the house, and I make myself a fresh pot of coffee. I brew that coffee. Mm. The smell of it, the sound of it percolating, and then I'll come into my office and open my Bible and read God's word and meditate on it as I sip my coffee. Oh, that's allowing myself to feel bliss. I give myself that. I was sharing with my daughter, I I have set the boundary 2 hours of just me and my Lord, me chilling out at home, no company, no disruption. I give that to myself. That allows me to feel my bliss. Some people do it with sound bath. Some people do it with a nice warm bath. I do it also when I listen to the birds outside my window, or the sun coming in, the sun rising through my office window. Another way I allow myself to feel bliss is I have this ritual. I did it while I worked in the salon all those years of before I pass my client the mirror to see themselves. I said, okay, now pull out the lipstick and put on your earrings or lip gloss, whatever you choose. But they knew it had to be lipstick and earring before they got the mirror to see themselves. And that's the same way with me. When I get up in the morning after I brush my teeth, and this is before my coffee, you best believe I've got on my lipstick and I got my earring in my ears. Still got on the clothes from the night before, but I got on my lipstick and I got on my earrings. So that's just me. I want you to find you. I want you to find yours. So, what feels like bliss to you? And when you find that, don't you let anybody take it away from you. So, how do we bring all of this together? How do we bring the C cubed B method all together? Because the C cubed B method isn't linear. It's not a straight line. No, it's not X equals Y. No, 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 no. Because it's a lifestyle rhythm. It can be multiplied to the third power. It could blast off like a rocket, or it could move as slow as a car going 5 miles an hour. Mm. It's a lifestyle rhythm. It's what you make it. But it's never linear. It's not predictable like that. That's not how life is. That's not how growth is. That's not how a fixed mindset, when you compare a fixed mindset with a growth mindset, a fixed mindset doesn't change, it stays the same. But a growth mindset is so many variables. But the target is always moving forward. It's filled with wonder and surprises and opportunities. And that's what the Fuller Lifestyle C3B method is all about. And so once you learn the flow of clarity, of courage, of confidence, and bliss, you start showing up like the women you were always meant to be. You start acknowledging your future self in the present moment. Your actions are based on what your future self is telling you is waiting for you. That's how it goes. So if you're ready to apply the C cubed B method to your life, here's how we can go deeper together. Never alone. No, 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 no. You don't walk alone in this one. Absolutely not. First thing I would do, the easiest thing is to watch these episodes, binge them. Binge the episodes. It's all here for you. It's all here for you. Or you can join my community on School, SKOOL. The name of my community is Fuller Life Chapter Hub, in which you will be connected to women just like you. We're all trying to find our way and building it together, supporting one another, having a community that supports you. There's nothing better. Or you can book a breakthrough catalyst session with me, and we can work towards and work on that one thing that keeps you up at night. Obliterate that stuck, that block. That's what we can do. And so I want to encourage you, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, that way you will certainly get all my episodes. You can like it, but I want you to leave a comment and let me know what part of the C Cube B method spoke to you that you are going to be working on. Okay? So, Want you to know that I've enjoyed this episode and I hope you have too. And for the women who didn't get to listen to it, or watch it on YouTube, share it out. Don't gatekeep now. That's not what we do. And I want to leave you with this. I want you to remember that transformation is an inside job. And you have everything, and I mean everything, within you to make your next life chapter a reality because you were never given a spirit of fear. I'll talk with you soon, okay? Bye. Mwah.